1.2 billion meters per second. I broke the world record by traversing the whole Minecraft world in under 1 second. And all I had to do was to break the game engine, melt my PC for over 16 hours and literally use quantum physics to move 4 times faster than light. And it all started with this pig. But to understand how extreme this gets, it helps to understand what speed even means in Minecraft. Under normal conditions, your character moves at about 5.6 meters per second while sprinting, which would be barely faster than the sprint speed of an average human. And even if you start sprint jumping, which technically makes you a bit faster, it doesn't even make a difference in the big picture. Moving from one border of the Minecraft world to the opposite border would take roughly 4 months in real time, but since we don't have that time, let's talk about the probably most popular movement method, which is the ice boat. This setup can already get us at around 70 meters per second. But it's very important that you use blue ice. Don't mix them up because they can give you very different results. With the right setup, you can already reach speeds that feel completely unreasonable compared to walking.
Caralho!
Even this speeds that feel completely unreasonable compared to walking.
Holy.
But here's the thing. Even this level of speed, which might feel insane,
sorry, desculpa.
Isn't even
how I broke the world record in Minecraft for X light speed.
Close to what's possible later on. And by that, I mean not even 1% of it. Because everything so far is still ground-based movement. But that's about to change. The Elytra is possibly one of the best movement items Minecraft has ever added. And to be honest, I totally agree. Because it gets you going over 30 meters per second while still maneuvering smoothly. But using it the classic way is very slow compared to what I'm going to show you. To reach the highest Elytra speeds possible, you only need one additional item. A trident with the Riptide enchantment. Riptide replaces the trident's normal throw. Okay, that was unnecessary. This enchantment launches you forward instead of the trident. So I simply aim at the air and right click. And spamming the launch makes me gain even more and more speed. Until you reach a point where you are too fast for the world to render. Which also killed me. Always remember to have a totem equipped. Anyways, with about 400 meters per second, we are not only more than 5 times faster than the boat method, but even faster than the speed of sound. If we decided to travel from one world border to the other, it will take less than 2 days.
O cara gerou muita coisa aqui, viu? Porra! Daqui tem que gerar um mundo... Meu amigo, gerou o quê? Aqui é 30 mil por 30 mil. Tá louco.
But 2 days are still way too long. That's why the next method increases the speed by over 100 times. What I'm going to show you only works on this specific snapshot, which was released just a while ago after 1.21.10. This version is mostly focused on new features like this weird snail fish thing. Fortunately, mutant snails won't be the subject here. What actually matters is the new spear, which ended up creating one of the fastest launches in Minecraft's history. While most classic weapons behave exactly how you expected, this one opens up some creative and versatile interactions. But we will leave that aside for now. What the fuck? Instead, let's briefly look at the maze. With Windburst, the maze allows you to boost yourself upwards by falling onto mobs. The problem is that it only ever interacts with a single entity at a time, which means you can't stack the boost. And this is where the spare comes in. And for whatever reason, in this snapshot, there's an exploit where jumping onto multiple entities at once, while holding both items, it causes the boost to stack up. And thanks to that, and my very simple build, I can abuse this bug to create one of the fastest travel methods ever. Okay, behind me now are 2000 armor stands, which should be more than enough. So let's see how far we can go. Okay, this doesn't take that much time usually. I think my world just froze.
Damn!
Yeah, it was pretty fast. But this video definitely doesn't end here. Well, I still have something to show you. Everything you have seen so far is nothing. And I mean nothing. Even if we take all the methods that we have seen together and combine them, it's not even 0.01% of the final method. This is the most broken movement method. A pig. Okay, now this isn't clickbait, I promise. This pig here will move faster than light, which can be achieved with this beauty. But to understand what's really happening here, we might need something close to quantum physics. But let's start very simple. What you are seeing right now is a visual representation of how render distances work in Minecraft. The green area around you represents loaded chunks, and these little squares each represent one chunk. That's the area where the game behaves exactly how it's supposed to. Entities work, redstone works, just how we are used to. But if you think there's simply nothing beyond the rendered area...
Esse áudio na Steam foi... Ah não, foi no jogo. Eu achava que era... Porra, esse áudio da Steam achava que foi no vídeo, não foi na porra da Steam, meu.
You are only half correct. Outside, there's the gray area, where chunks don't really exist right now. Which means that stuff like entities and redstone doesn't work. And this makes sense, but between the green area and complete non-existence, there's a third layer, the interstice. This area sits right between active world rendering and nothing at all, and this is the part that actually matters for this experiment. These are called lazy chunks. As I said before, inside the green area, everything behaves and functions as we know, while none of that works in the grey area. But in these orange chunks, redstone still works, while entities stay frozen. And the biggest requirement for the cannon is to get access to a frozen pig. The pig has to be moved using a redstone machine. And this is where I stopped pretending I knew what I was doing and called my friend Adrian, who built the simple setup for us. Simply pushing the pig into the active area doesn't work, because the moment it gets rendered, it unfreezes. So the trick is to put the pig into a minecart. As long as the minecart doesn't render, the game still treats the pig as a part of it. Even if the pig is physically pushed out, that means we can separate the pig using redstone while it remains frozen. As long as the minecart itself never leaves the orange area. And if everything is done right, we now have a frozen pig. But how is it going to help us now?
That's pretty simple. Normally entities push each other and that creates movement. But since the pig is frozen, it can't actually move. The motion is still being saved, just not executed.
Caralho! Clássico, mano. Glitch de hitbox, velho.
So when I just stay here and push it all the time, the velocity is just stacked, or what?
Exactly. The game keeps stacking motion in the background.
Vai acumular.
And once we've collected enough, we destroy the minecart that's linked to
Vai acumular o porco, mano. De um jeito do absurdo, de um absurdo, absurdo. E aí depois vão desfrizar. E você vai ficar em cima do porco, vai desfrizar, o bicho vai voar pro outro lado do universo, mano.
Unfreezing it and releasing everything at once.
Aí, ó.
So I should just push the pig for a long time?
I mean you could, but this would take ages, which is why we use this weapon. And I mean a lot of them.
But before we can build the pig cannon, there's a little problem. This method is going to get so insanely fast that we can't build it at spawn. You see, the Minecraft world is gigantic. It's about 30 million meters from spawn to the world border. And if we launch the pig from here, it will hit the border almost instantly. So we need even more space. Not spawn to border, but border to border. 60 million meters across the entire world. But we have to get to the world border first.
No spawn não vai ser mais que isso. Então os caras vão ter que colocar na outra ponta.
And getting there would normally take forever, even with the best travel methods you have seen so far. And sure, we could just TP ourselves, but that would be cheating. So we use ender pearls instead. And now take a guess, how many ender pearls will we need to go to the world border? No, seriously, write your guess in the comments. Exactly 14. And that's only possible because of one stupid trick. And for that, we had to switch to snapshot 24W36A. Because in this version, ender pearls are completely broken. Normally you throw a pearl, it lands and you teleport to where it landed. But here, it basically does this. Instead of teleporting you to the pearl, the game is adding your position to the landing position of the pearl. And the sum becomes your new position. So instead of traveling normally, your distance starts stacking exponentially. And that is exactly where our journey began.
Bugou, velho. Os caras deixou desse jeito, mano. Esqueceram? Ah, não é possível essa versão ainda apertar assim, velho.
Whoa! See you!
Stop.
Well, all good.
Ja. Ja.
7 milhões.
So, sayonara.
14 milhões e agora...
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing can go wrong. And... oh yeah! About an hour later, we are standing at the edge of the Minecraft world. And now we can finally start building the pig cannon.
Meu Deus. Lá vai.
It took a while, but here it is. Probably the greatest invention in Minecraft history. Fabi, or short for Fast Accelerated Bacon Yeeter. And before we talk about it too much, let me show you how exactly it works. When we press this button, a minecart activates and pulls the pig straight into the lazy chunks. Then it moves into the launch position, where this giant boat dispenser starts placing 1,000 boats inside the pig. My friend Adrian wrote a mod that monitors how much motion the pig has stored, and to reach the world border the number has to be over 5 million, which takes us about 90 minutes. And while that number climbs, let's talk about today's sponsor. Me, yes. If you enjoyed this scientific abuse of game mechanics, leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit just 200 subs. Anyways, that should be enough. With this button, we can destroy the boats and retrieve the pig. And what you are seeing right now is the unrendered version of the pig, which can be activated by using the lava cauldron, which destroys the minecart. Alright, I hope nothing goes wrong. 3, 2, 1! Okay, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is the game crashed. Completely. At first I thought we were too fast for the Fabi. But I have tested this with way less speed and it still resulted in a crash. But the good news is, we were able to investigate. If you think Adrian and me were the first to build a pig cannon, you are way off. We originally got the idea from this YouTube video right here. The only problem was that our version has a completely different structure in comparison, so I wasn't able to find the problem. And just when I was about to despair and scrap the whole project, I saw a Discord link in the description, and on that server, I may have found the solution to stop the game from crashing. When I described my problem in the channel, someone sent me a DM with this image. It looks weird at first, but it turns out to be a TNT duper. And the message attached was clear.
You must place this under the pig, or the server will die.
I know this all sounds pretty strange, but let me explain. Because the reason has nothing to do with speed, but with gravity. When we fire the pig, the boats launch it forward extremely fast, but since the laws of physics also pull the pig down, it is technically in a falling state. Normally that's not a problem, but Minecraft is programmed to calculate the entire flight path in advance, as soon as you fall. It wants to know if you either take fall damage, or land in water, or cobweb for example. So the game basically shoots a raycast, an invisible line, through the whole 60 million blocks.
Caraca!
And this is simply too much for the server. But the solution is simple. We just place TNT under the pig, because the explosion gives it additional upwards velocity. And that's the trick. As long as the pig is moving upwards, the game doesn't think we are falling. The deadly raycasts are skipped entirely. And the server stays alive. Okay, test number 2. Now that we got the TNT duper, it should now work. But for this try, I want even more speed. The whole 5 million motion you saw in the first try are technically enough to reach the border actually, but it would take 32 game ticks to arrive at the world border. That would be almost 2 seconds. And you know what? That's too slow for me. When we charge the pig up with enough speed, we should definitely be able to traverse the whole 60 million blocks in just a single game tick. So I have been waiting for 16 hours. Yeah, the machine has been building up speed for 16 hours, damn. I am not joking. At this point it is physically impossible to get any faster than that. Anyways, enough talking. Time to break the world record. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. What the hell just happened? The fuck? We are on the other side of the whole world.
Caiu na água ainda.
Just like that. Something that would normally take months, we just did in a single game tick. Man, think about it. In just a single game tick, we broke the world record for the fastest travel method of all time. But you could become even faster if you would please click the subscribe button.
Bom vídeo, mano. Bom vídeo. Bem legal aí a ideia, velho. Mas, mano, ó, é um canal de 1000 inscritos, velho. Tem uma super edição MrBeast, velho.